So, to add to the video that I just uploaded, see, this is the thing about the growing prevalence of human, how should we say, transgression. As my mom said, crime does not pay. The thing is, people will continue on acting a certain way until there is means of discipline. In other words, as I was emphasizing with the stuff with Germany in my first video, everybody had no problem with getting the economy rigged a certain way to favor one demographic over another demographic. Everybody had no problem doing that until something changed. And that is the case with this. In this country, there are individuals that have a bad habit of stealing American citizens' birth certificates. Now, they will continue to do this. They will continue to rob. They will continue to go out of their way to do this behavior because there has yet to be a reason to weigh their actions. In other words, it is as simple as this. There is not enough reason for them to say, maybe I shouldn't do this. The only way they will say, maybe I shouldn't do this, is when they realize their actions are going to lead to very severe consequences. Now, as I said, I want my birth certificate. I want my degrees. And I want my property back. Return all the property that belongs to my family and everybody else in that storage. Okay? If you messed with anybody, return it back to where it belongs. Okay? That is my birth certificate. Okay? And it is as simple as that. Show some common sense. As I said, this does not have to escalate. People do not have to get sued. Stuff does not have to escalate. But that is exactly what you are doing by hoarding stuff that doesn't belong to you. Now, the thing is it worth it? Because if I cannot have what belongs to me, what am I going to emphasize to remedy the wrong and transgression which was done to me? Like I said, people do not have to get sued. Stuff does not have to escalate. But that is exactly what it is. And enough American citizens' birth certificates have been stolen. Enough property has been stolen to where it has always been getting out of hand. And eventually, lawfully, there will be ramifications. Which means there will be dire consequences. Because people do not like being messed with. That's my computer. That's my sword. Those are my clothes. Those are all my property. They belong to me and my family. Return it. It's not worth it. I'm just going to come up and say it. It's not worth it. Those little trinkets, it's not worth it. Get your own stuff. Because it's not worth it. I want it intact. I want it in pristine condition. You were the moron that put your hands on it. I want it in pristine condition. If you're going to touch it, you return it back in the way it was. Well, the way I put it in my storage. Clean, pristine, and in good condition. Because it's mine. So I want it back. I want it intact. I want it clean. I want it in good condition. And I want every paper. I want every bit of data. I want every bit of money that you stole out of my jacket. And I want it all. I want all of my dad's guitars. I want all of his books. I want every last crate that you stole. I want it all back. It's not worth it. I'll emphasize that again. It's not worth it. The price, you think? Everybody will have to feel that. Because everybody is being affected by a group of people that think it's funny to mess with other people's birth certificates. This is my country. I should feel a degree of security when I am paying for a service at an American storage. It is as simple as that. I am paying for a service. I expect a service to be rendered. There should be surveillance cameras. There should be security, and my stuff should be safe. I am paying for a service. I expect a service. That's what I want. It's as simple as that. It is my family. Okay? It is our storage. It is our money. It is our stuff. So, because it's my birth certificate, and because it is my stuff, that was the predominant in there that just got ransacked the hardest, I want it back. It's not worth it. And it's as simple as that. It is not worth it. The consequences in which you are weighing, it's not worth it. Get your own stuff. Return every bit of thing. Now, it's not just my stuff, but anybody else you fucked with. Return it all. Okay? Return it all. And make sure it's in good condition. Because it wasn't yours to touch in the first place, and it wasn't yours to mess up in the first place. And if you cannot meet those requirements, then you shouldn't have done it in the first place. I'm a man of compromise. And I'm a man of civility. This problem can get remedied very easily and very civilly. Give me back what is mine. This whole runaround thing, where as an American citizen, I'm over here, somebody goes up, snags my stuff. Next thing I know, I have to go through other means to get something else. No, I shouldn't have to. That's mine. The person that took it should pay the price. I shouldn't have to go through all this laborious process just to get a copy. Another copy of all that stuff? Another laborious process of buying myself another $2,000 computer just because? No, I shouldn't have to go through all that laborious process of rebuilding 30 years of my life. I shouldn't have to go through that process. No, I shouldn't. And it's as simple as that. It literally is not worth it. It's not. And you need to really assess that. Return it. Return it all. And you make sure it's intact. Because if it's not intact and you do not return it, at the very least, do not return it, and if it's not intact, I guarantee you, on a social level, on an economic level, you're going to feel the consequences of this. The fact that you have to steal my birth certificate means this is not your country. Which means you shouldn't be picking on people that you're trying to quote unquote fit in with. You shouldn't. And it's as simple as that. You really want to be a part of it? Well then, don't fuck with the people that are in there. It's as simple as that. I want my birth certificate back. I want my degrees back. I want my computer back. I want my sword back. I want it all back. And it better be in good condition. Or I will sue until I have sufficiently had my satisfaction. And it's as simple as that. Because an injustice was done not just to me, but to multiple people. And it has consistently been done to multiple people. And multiple American citizens too. So it's quite easy and it's quite simple. Back off. It's not yours. Give it back. Or don't cry. When because you are literally saying, by not returning what you stole, by keeping somebody else's birth certificate, you are literally saying that the consequences are worth paying. But like I said, it's not going to be you. It's going to be you and everything that has to do with you. It's as simple as that. And you don't want to have to deal with all those lawyers. You don't want to have to deal with all those investigations. You don't want to have to deal with all of that heartache. You don't want to have to go and know that you're the reason why you and everything in your life is the reason why you can't fucking relax. Because that's what you're saying, that you're willing to pay that price. Because I'm going to continue to press charges. I'm going to continue to make sure that that lawyer sues the place. I'm going to continue to keep on going until nobody even remotely thinks, oh well, I'm just going to go and rob an American citizen of all of their possessions and steal their birth certificate, steal their books, steal all their stuff because, oh well, I'm going to make sure that there's enough legal pressure to where any motherfucker that thinks that that's a good idea is going to look at that and is going to realize, I don't want to have to put everybody in my life through that heartache. they're going to realize that the Hydra does bite. You don't fuck with Americans. It's as simple as that. You don't fuck with them. Just because the dragon sleeps, just because the Hydra is at rest, just because it's at the sea minding its own business, that doesn't mean you sell your boat out there and start taking your harpoons and digging into the water. You don't go fishing for the Hydra. It's as simple as that. You don't go fishing for the dragon. You leave the dragon at sea. You don't go fishing for it. And that goes with almost every superpower that's out there. You don't go fishing for a dragon at sea. If it's in the water, leave it in the water. You want to fit in? Get your own shit. But you don't go looking and wanting to pretend that you are it, because you're not. If you have to go and steal other people's birth certificates, trust me, you're not. Give me back my property. It's as simple as that. But the legal ramifications will be dire. And I guarantee you, I will put enough pressure to where no one will do that again. I guarantee you, under the pain of your own progeny, we're talking about that much legal pressure. Under the pain of your own progeny. The fact that you have to take my sister's clothes that I had from when I was a kid, means I have a very good deductive idea on who the heck took my clothes and took my sister's clothes. They're not yours, they're mine. Get your own, put your own clothes on your own family. Put your own clothes on your own people. I don't like the fact that multiple people want to go in and start stealing my shit. I don't like that. It's as simple as that. I don't like it. Don't steal it. Don't take it. Don't do anything to it. Because it's not yours. It's not. And you gotta realize that. It's as simple as that. Because if you don't, eventually you're going to be looking around and you're going to be looking at all that stuff you stole, and those birth certificates you stole, and you're going to be wondering, was it worth putting somebody else's clothes, using somebody else's stuff, when the society around you is buckling down on you? Because they know you literally are a thief and a criminal trying to fit in to a place while robbing and stealing from the very people that you're trying to fit in with. So if you don't like us to the point where you're willing to steal from us, then why are you trying to fit in with us? That's the big question. If you don't like us, if you steal from us, you try to rob us, not try, but you do, why are you here?
It might not be a foreigner, it might be an American.
Maybe.
You can't really just say a foreigner's done it because you don't know who did it.
Oh, I don't know who did. I got no idea.
It might be an American.
Might be. Might be. Might be.
You don't know.
Might be. Yeah, it might be. True. True, it might be. It might be. It might be. But that birth certificate is a big red flag.
Everybody steals birth certificates. Why don't they just get one of their own?
Yeah, that's a big red flag. The fact that is means somebody is going to be selling it to somebody. Somebody's going to be trying to assume somebody's identity. And that gets to a point where who wants to sell whose identity to get
that has
with who?
been reported, so if they use it, they're going to get in trouble because that has been reported.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. But this still stands the point. If they don't like this country, then why the heck are they fucking with us? Because this is going to be causing all sorts of fucking restrictions. Possibly. There are. This is the really messed up part. There's people, there are Americans within the country that sympathize with people that want to tear the country down, and they will go out of their way to facilitate people that want to tear the country down. That's the messed up part. So they can't even really, on a emotional level, on an intellectual level, call themselves citizens. Because at the end of the day, they are insurrectionists. Because all they're doing is sympathizing and enabling people that want to tear the country apart. And that literally pretty much makes it to where they're not beneficial. You know, when something feeds a cancer, it's not beneficial to the body. When something enables a virus, it's not beneficial to the body. You know, if you go out of your way to facilitate people that are going out of their way to rob, steal, and hurt your fellow citizen, yeah, innocent people, your fellow citizens, you're no friend to your fellow citizens. You know, those as you said, innocent people, yeah, definitely. You're not a friend. You're not a friend to your fellow citizen if you're helping the people that are trying to hurt your fellow citizen. You're not a friend. You're not there. You're not. So either ways, I know I got very good idea. Everybody has a solid idea. Because this crime has been going on for a while now. So your MO is always known. Give it back. Stuff does not need to escalate. Give it all back. Or don't be shocked. Or don't be shocked. And don't cry bloody murder. So you're either going to realize what I realize, and what I realize is that the crime is not worth the consequence, and you're going to go and you're going to return everything back in pristine condition, because you're going to be looking in the future and you're going to be realizing, yeah, this doesn't need to happen. Or you're going to sit on all of the stolen property and you're going to literally wake up one day and realize exactly why people are looking at you and blaming you for their misery. Because they are. They're going to look at you and they're going to turn around and say, if you had just left their birth certificates alone, if you had just left their property alone, we would not be in that situation. They're going to say it. And you're going to be there. And you're going to be wondering, my God, all I had to do was leave them alone. Leave them alone. Simple as that. Leave them alone. That's all you gotta do. Okay? That's all you gotta do. Leave them alone. Give me back my stuff. Simple as that. That's simple as that. And there won't have to be any legal issues. There won't have to be any social ramifications. There won't have to be any social pressure at all. It's as simple as that. Just simple as that. Because you don't want the legal issues, you don't want the social pressure, and you don't want the ramifications. You don't want that. Because that is unnecessary social unrest. That is unnecessary legal ramifications. Okay? That makes everybody uncomfortable. All because you couldn't leave a dude's computer alone, his birth certificate, and his sword. All because of that. Is it really worth it? It's not. Give it back and give it intact. That is what is being literally put before you. It's the ultimate olive branch. The ultimate olive branch. Don't mess with it. And if you do, give it back. If you're gonna give it back in good condition. You don't want the ramifications. Because they're going to be looking at you and they're going to say exactly that. All of that legal pressure, all of that legal hardship, all of it, all of that social unrest, all because one person is trying to find their stuff. All of it. How many must look at you and say, give them back their stuff, before you realize social unrest is unnecessary. Legal ramifications are unnecessary. How many? You see what this country will do. Is it worth it? No, it's not. Don't mess with the citizens. Simple as that. Give me back my stuff. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Give me back my stuff. Simple. Simple as that. Give it back. There will be peace. I want it intact. I want it in good condition. I want to have what I have. Or I can guarantee you, there will be legal consequences. And I will not stop until nobody thinks it's a good idea to steal somebody's birth certificate. I will not stop until it becomes such a thorn in people's sides that they realize touching somebody's birth certificate is just too much stress to deal with. It's not yours. It's not your stuff. So don't touch it. If you're going to touch it, give it back. I want my property. And I want it back. It's as simple as that. Simple as that. There is no other way to remedy the situation, to bring any peace to the situation until I have back what belongs to me. I am not going to go and say, oh, you just took my shit, and oh, I'm just going to go and get new shit. Well, you go running off going, oh, well, off to the next person. No. No. That's mine. You return it. I can guarantee you, there won't be a next person. Because everything around you is going to make it to where that's going to become nigh impossible. And anybody that has already benefited from that is going to pay the consequences. There will be enough social unrest, enough ramifications to where that behavior will be bad. It is as simple as that. Back off. Give me back my stuff. Or there will be ramifications. I want my birth certificate back. I want my degrees back. And I want my computer back. I want my sword back. And I want it all back. Be rational and be civil. Give it back. Or I can guarantee you, you will not like what legally comes next. I can guarantee you that. So give it back now. It's as simple as that. It's not worth the consequence. It's not worth your friends alienating you. It's not worth your environment alienating you. And it's not worth you being in prison. And worse, much worse. You and everybody has to deal with you. It's not worth it. Is it worth seeing your loved ones in prison? Is it? Because they participated in your crime? Is it? No, it's not. So give it back. It's as simple as that. Or suffer the consequence. I suggest you follow the order. Or you be defiant, and you be defiant to your own demise. Choice is yours. But if it is up to you, then I doubt you will pick the right decision. That is why I'm pretty much emphasizing very, very civilly that you just fucking listen. It's as simple as that. Just listen. Or don't. Because either way, I'm going to get my satisfaction out of this. And my retribution.